The beginning of the story, we're introduced to a kingdom called Calciumpaya, whose capital is Milan City. Today, there's big news at Milan College. The Crown Prince has transferred here to complete his studies. He arrives at the college, radiating energy. Reporters gather all around, and students rush toward him like fans. They shout, "Duan, love you, and the king is back!" Reporters start asking questions. One asks, "Your Highness, why did you choose Milan College for your transfer?" Another asks, "Is this transfer related to your future bride?" Dunn solemnly replies, "We transferred to Milan College because we want to understand our people and their way of life more closely." Everyone appreciates his answer. Then a reporter asks, "Have you thought about finding your life partner here?" All the girls perk up and listen carefully. Duan replies sincerely, "Maybe because the girls at Milan Academy are really cute." All the students are impressed and start praising him to each other. After a while, Duan says, "Thank you all for welcoming me with so much love. I'm truly happy." Then he heads toward the academy thinking, finally the show of being an angel is over. A little later, our second main character, Chang Xing, enters the scene. He's currently stuck between the guards. "Strangers are not allowed close," says one guard. "Please don't assume things, big brother," replies Chang Xing. "I'm a student here, not a stranger." The guards look at his torn clothes, messy hair, and the injury on his neck. "You don't look like a student," they say. Chang Xing calls out to a girl passing by. "Hey, Autumn, tell them I'm a student of this academy." The girl submits a form and asks, "Is he a traveler?" "No, he's coming from school," she replies. The guards realize he's a famous student, second grade, but with a weird kind of popularity. Later, a teacher named Mr. Lee is lost in thought. "Duan, Duan, Duan!" His phone is filled with news about the prince. He wonders, who wrote this? An angel who came into the human world? Palms in winter? Nonsense worms? He thinks Duan looks like a driver from Kishangar wearing a lungi. While thinking, Chang Xing notices something and hides behind a wall. He wonders, what is the royal doing here? Meanwhile, Crown Prince Duan notices a student carrying papers and thinks, that's her. A flashback shows someone handing Duan a photo of a girl and saying, her name is He Zhou. She studies at Milan College. She's the only daughter of Uncle Bol, the owner. If she becomes a princess, Minister Bol will never be able to challenge you. The scene shifts to Preet entering the Royal Highness's office and asking if he needs help. Seeing the pile of documents, she laughs and says she'll manage. Duan says goodbye and walks ahead. As he passes the monitor, he secretly signals his guards. His plan is to intentionally make the monitor fall so he can heroically save her and win admiration. Just then, Chang Xing arrives and ruins Duan's setup. He notices the trick and steps in, preventing the monitor from falling. Duan's fake hero moment is shattered. The guards try to strike Chang Xing, but miss. They keep trying, but he dodges every move. He's fast, alert, and not easy to catch. A teacher rushes over and asks Duan if he's okay. She walks toward the monitor, but Chang Xing says, "Why did you run away from me? Let's go. Your eyes, are they okay? Get them checked. Be thankful you have someone like me." She replies, "No need to say anything. I don't understand you," and starts yelling, "This is the last period and you're still standing here chatting with me? Do you want to get hit?" Chang Xing thinks to himself, I can't explain anything until I show her. Duan orders a background check and finds out the boy's name is Chang Xing, age 19. He's known as a thug at Milan College. Students and teachers are afraid of him. It's said he once handled all major fights and defeated every gangster in Milan City. Some even call him a monster. That's why Chang Xing has no friends in college. Everyone fears him, and no one thinks well of him. All over social media, news was flooded about Prince Duan's transfer. Even his school uniform was trending. The transfer was a hot topic everywhere. His secretary said, "Your school transfer is leaving a positive impression on the public." Everyone believed His Highness had a kind heart, choosing to take admission in a public college instead of using royal privileges. Soon, a documentary about campus life was planned for release. The interview was scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. The secretary asked Duan something, but he didn't respond. She stood there, lost in thought. The secretary was deeply worried about Duan. The world around him was changing, and he seemed more unhappy each day. She thought, I've never seen Duan like this. When he was younger, he didn't always stay with the Emperor. But whenever he returned, it felt like watching the rising sun. His smile was that warm and radiant. How wonderful it would be if he were still like that. It's heartbreaking that those days are gone. The Emperor had passed away too soon, and the Minister of State took control. Duan's young age was used against him. He was forced to sign a document stating that his future bride would hold power until he became special enough. That's how the political movement gained strength. But over time, only one thing stood in Duan's way: a palace that felt like a battlefield of human corpses. To challenge the bride, Duan had to survive many things. Only 3 months remained until he turned 20. "In my opinion," the secretary said, "don't worry about this treatment. You must accept it first. Besides, we just need to marry the only daughter of fast typing, and all national economic power will be in our hands." Unaware of the secretary's thoughts, Duan was checking Changxing's data. He found out that Changxing's guardians were his grandparents, and his grandfather had passed away. Just then, Duan noticed through the car window that Changxing was beating up some people, and they were begging him for forgiveness. Duan thought, "This boy is doing all this near the school, but dealing with people like them is easy. We'll handle him tomorrow." Duan's car drove away. The beaten men cried, "Stop! Let us go! Don't fight!" They warned Changxing, "If you don't want to die, run away." Then they threatened him, "We'll deal with you later." Changxing replied, "Fine, I'll remember you all." Then he turned to one of them and said, "If you don't know how to fight, just run. Why do you let yourself suffer?" The boy said, "Thank you for saving me. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Whenever I see danger, my legs start shaking. I don't understand anything. I'm not strong like you." Changxing replied, "I became strong by working alone at the palace, doing boxing and working a part-time job. I know how to punch. This scar is proof. Say thank you and you'll become like me." "Come on, friends," Changxing said. "Let's act now, whether you're interested or not." The boy replied, "I don't have a building." Changxing said, Okay, I'll come, don't worry." The boy smiled and said, "Okay, let's meet at the gym. Trust me, I'll help you build a six-pack in 1 month." Changxing thought, "This boy isn't as bad as people say." At 11 p.m., Changxing returned to the boxing gym. He was lying on the brigade floor. His work was done. His room was small but filled with amazing things. He received his salary this month, which would at least cover his next semester's fees. Just then his phone rang. "I'm fine, I miss you a lot too." "Yes, I got a part-time job. You don't need to worry about me. I earn well, and the room I live in is bigger than a hotel, where they serve potato dishes. So please don't stay up all night doing embroidery. Rest well, don't worry about me." His grandma was still concerned. She worried that because of the trouble Changxing caused due to his grandpa, he might face problems in college. Changxing interrupted. No, everyone likes me. I have many friends in college, and many people want to be friends with me. Don't worry." Okay, he said. "Yes, check the food alarm." Then Changxing returned to his room and thought, "How nice it would be if I truly had friends." The next morning, Changxing went to Milan College. All the students started greeting him with, "Good morning, Changxing." Changxing was confused. Why was everyone greeting him like this? Just then he saw Crown Prince Duan and thought, "This must be the reason." Duan was staring at him intensely, but he didn't respond. In the end, someone handed Changxing a gift. Inside was a note that read, "For our friend at Milan College." That meant the gift was from Duan. Because of this unexpected gesture, Changxing becomes very confused. He thinks, first he wanted to fight me. He was always looking for reasons to pick a fight. And now, all of a sudden, he wants to be friends. What does this even mean? Meanwhile, Duan is watching Changxing's expressions closely. He thinks, looks like he received the gift. Duan greets Changxing with a good morning and thinks to himself, let's see how he reacts to this. Changxing pretends like the gift doesn't matter to him. "I'm sleepy. I didn't sleep well last night," he says. But deep down, it's been a long time since he received any gift. He never had any real friends. He quietly opens the gift and reads the note inside. It says, "We want to apologize for yesterday and extend a hand of friendship. Do we have the honor of being your friend? We'll wait for your reply. My name is Duan." Changxing thinks, I thought this friendship thing was just a joke. But this feels real. Maybe I misunderstood him. He becomes restless, unsure of what to think. Changxing was feeling a little shy about the gift. He kept glancing at it but didn't open it right away. His expression was quiet and he looked a bit unsure. From a distance, Duan was watching him. Seeing Changxing react like that made Duan find him even more charming. He couldn't help but smile a little. Then their eyes met. For a brief moment, they just looked at each other. But almost instantly, both of them looked away, slightly embarrassed. Neither of them said anything, but something had definitely changed between them. Duan thought, "Why is my heart beating like this?" Changxing wondered, "Why do I feel so nervous? What is this feeling?" A little while later, the teacher announces the end of class. Changxing stands up and says, "Duan, I wanted to thank you, but Duan is no longer there. He's gone to prepare for his live broadcast." A classmate says, "Prince, your live stream is starting in an hour. Please get ready." Duan thinks about Kangxing. "I'll wait for the moment when you open that kit and give me your response." Meanwhile, Changxing walks down the hallway. He says to himself, "I always used to tell Grandma that I had lots of friends. But finally, I have one. If I ever get to meet Grandma again, she'll be so happy. And when she finds out that my friend is a prince, I'll take him to my village. We'll catch frogs together, drink fresh cow's milk, and yeah, we'll even eat mango pickle from the jar. And we'll sleep side by side under the stars. Wouldn't that be amazing?" Changxing was still thinking about everything. He said to himself, "What am I even thinking? This is happening way too fast. He's the crown prince. Would he really come to my village with me? Carrying his royal identity? I must be losing it." While Changxing was lost in his thoughts, a group of boys suddenly snatched the gift box from his hands. One of them said, "What are you thinking?" "Can't you see it's Changxing?" Another added, "These are the same guys who were bothering that kid yesterday." Changxing stepped forward and said, "Give it back." One boy mocked him. "You're even more clueless than that kid from yesterday." He pretended to be scared and said, "Oh no, I dropped it." Then he threw the gift box to the ground. He ran toward the gift. The others joined in. Everyone beat him up. But Changxing wasn't focused on the fight. His eyes were only on the gift. He rushed toward it, ignoring the punches. One boy hit him on the head with a school vest. Blood started dripping from Changxing's forehead. But finally he grabbed the gift. He thought to himself, "Good. It didn't break." Then he looked at the gift closely. Inside was a dog collar. On it was written, "You'll always be alone online." All the boys burst out laughing. One said, "Wow, I didn't know people treat dog collars like treasure. Are you trying to become a dog?" Another added, "Just thinking about it makes me laugh. He was so happy to get this gift. Turns out he was mocking you. Someone like you can't have friends." Another boy said, "You fight us like we're the bad ones, but your reputation is already ruined." Someone else chimed in, "I've heard that all the students in your college treat you like a virus. They hide when you show up." Hearing all this, Changxing's anger kept rising. His jaw tightened and his teeth clenched. The scene shifts. Outside Prince Duan's room, a crowd had gathered for his live broadcast. Everything was ready. Someone called out, "You can come out now." "The lights are on." "Why is the door still closed? Is everything okay?" The live stream was filling up, but Duan hadn't appeared yet. People kept asking, "Say something." But Duan couldn't speak. Inside the room, Changxing had covered Duan's mouth. He had tied Duan's hands using the same dog collar that had been given to him as a gift. Outside, voices kept calling. Inside, Changxing looked at Duan and said, "You gave me this collar." "What did it mean?" Changxing looked at Duan and said, "Why did you give me that collar? Do you think I'm a problem?" Duan stayed quiet for a moment, then said, "In every group of 3, there's always one who ends up being the dog. It's a competition for monitor, and we're here to win. So tell me, who became the dog?" Changxing's expression changed. He stepped closer and asked, "So you think I'm the dog? Then why did you talk about friendship?" Duan turned away and said coldly, "Listen, Changxing, we don't need friends. We just wanted to see you on your knees. We were playing with you, that's all." Changxing looked stunned. "I thought you were serious. That's why I thought maybe we could be friends," he said quietly. "You're dreaming in broad daylight," Duan replied. "When I was 5, everyone left me. Since then, I've only played this game." Changxing grabbed Duan by the collar and said, "I just wanted to ruin your perfect face. Outside the room, Duan's secretary was waiting. "How long do we have to wait for the Crown Prince?" she asked. "There are already over 900,000 people watching the live stream. Some of them are from major media outlets. Just stay calm," someone replied. "He'll be here soon." Inside the room, Duan asked, "What are you going to do?" Chang Xing replied, "People like you, they think they're untouchable." Then, in a moment of rage, Chang Xing cut Duan's neck, not deep enough to kill, but enough to leave a scar that would always remind Duan of this moment. "I'll teach you a lesson," Chang Xing said. "One you'll never forget. You think someone like you could challenge me? You think you just walk away after this?" Duan looked at him calmly. "As you wish. I'll stay right here, right next to you. Let them come. Let them enjoy the show." And then by accident, Chang Xing kissed Duan. He froze. "What did I just do?" he whispered. "I was just trying to teach him a lesson. But why does this feel good?" The staff had arrived to prepare for the live broadcast. "Don't worry," one of them said. "Everything is ready. We're opening the door now." The secretary announced, "Finally, we're going live. Audience, please stay calm. Let's begin the countdown. Prince Duan is about to appear." Everyone started counting down. 9, 8. Inside, Duan was panicking. "No, this can't happen," he thought. "If they see me like this, the entire royal family's reputation will be ruined." 7, 6, 5. "There will be no escape," Duan whispered. "No, I won't let this happen." Suddenly, he pushed Chang Xing. But the push caused Duan to fall right on top of Chang Xing. And just then, the door opened. Duan's eyes filled with tears. Chang Xing looked at him and wondered, why is he crying? Outside, the crowd cheered, "Welcome, Prince!" But then they saw the two of them in that moment, tangled together. People started whispering, "This is big news! Quick, take photos! Post it fast!" The secretary rushed in. "Please calm down! Turn off the cameras! Stop recording! This is just a misunderstanding. The Crown Prince was simply playing with his friend. Please settle down." But the live audience had already seen everything. Comments started flooding in. People were asking all kinds of questions. Is the prince pure? Is he homosexual? Is this how royalty behaves during a protest? What kind of example is he setting? These questions triggered memories for Duan. He remembered his childhood. How people used to question him even then. "You're just a child. You don't belong here. You're not worthy of leading. Go back to your widowed mother." Duan was lost in those painful memories. Meanwhile, the staff whispered, "Behind us is the Crown Prince and his new friend." Were they playing together? Reporters and students started crowding around Chang Xing. Someone asked him directly, "Chang Xing, what's going on?" Chang Hang replied, "I'm sorry. We're not friends. To be honest, he's not worthy of my friendship." And with that, he walked away from Duan. Duan stood frozen. "Prince, are you okay?" someone asked. "Should we call an ambulance?" Duan whispered, "I won't make any more mistakes," and then just suddenly faint. Later at the palace, Duan lay in his room. He looked restless, as if trapped in a strange dream. Suddenly he saw a vision. Chang Xing stood before him and said, "This time I won't leave you." Ow! He saw himself sitting on the throne, and Chang Xing was kneeling in front of him, wearing the same collar that had come in the gift box. "This time I won't let you go," Chang Xing said. "Stop pretending to be innocent. Let me go to the airport." Duan couldn't understand why Chang Xing was saying all this. He asked, "Chang Xing, what are you doing here?" In the dream, Chang Xing said, "Don't pretend. You tied me up." Duan looked around and realized the collar was still around his neck. This must be a dream, he thought. But even if it's a dream, now you'll pay. Chang Xing grabbed Duan by the collar. "Why won't you apologize?" he shouted. "You're the monster of Milan College." He pulled Duan closer again. "You love hurting people, don't you?" Chang Xing said. Duan reached out toward Chang Xing's face, trying to control him. "Come closer," Duan said. "Show me all your skills. Entertain me, and maybe I'll let you go." He pulled Chang Xing toward him. Chang Xing laughed and grabbed Duan's hand. The scene shifted. Now Duan was lying on a bed with Chang Xing on top of him. Duan asked, "When did I get free?" Chang Xing smiled and said, "Isn't this what you wanted, Your Royal Highness?" "Don't blame me now." He pulled off Duan's jacket. "This is just a dream," Duan thought. But how did I end up like this? It's the same feeling I had yesterday. I need to wake up. Changxing leaned in, trying to kiss Duan. But Duan turned and kissed him back. Changxing said, "You're still holding a grudge, aren't you?" "Don't act so cold," he added. "I was just trying to be honest." Duan replied, "No, this isn't right. We can't do something so shameful." Changxing moved closer and said, "Then what about yesterday? You were the one who made me feel something." Duan thought, "Have I lost my mind?" Changxing grabbed Duan's face and said, "You once said that in every group there's always one person who ends up alone. But that doesn't mean it has to be me. You and I, we could be together." He leaned in and kissed Duan again. "No, this is wrong," Duan said. Changxing, "Stop, let go of me." Changxing smiled. "I'm only holding one of your hands." "You like boys, don't you?" Duan snapped. "Nonsense!" Changxing teased. "So you don't like girls? That means you only like me." "Stop this!" Duan shouted. "I'm from the royal family. I can't do this." But Changxing kissed him again and whispered, "Relax, it's just a dream." "Let it happen." Suddenly, Duan woke up. "Why did I have that dream?" he wondered. "Maybe it's because I've been single for so long." But why was Changxing in it? He was still lost in thought when the scene changed. We now see Duan's mother, Queen Kulin, speaking to the royal staff. "Where's Duan?" she asked. A servant replied, "He's in his room. It's already 6 o'clock. The queen entered and said, "You were in the nursing home yesterday. What happened? You caused such a mess. Tell me everything. Some media outlets are saying it was you. Do you realize how hard it will be to claim royal succession now?" She paused, then looked at Duan seriously. "People are starting to think you're gay, and it's affecting your reputation." Duan lowered his head. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't mean to cause any trouble." The queen replied, "I've already handled everything. The situation is under control. To fix this, I'm organizing a party. Invite all your school friends. Let the public see that you're socially connected and open with others. It'll send the right message." Duan nodded. "I'll do it." Then he thought to himself, "Will Changxing be there tomorrow?" The chapter opens with Changxing holding the small boy with glasses from behind. The boy was struggling and calling for help. Changxing said, "Who are you waiting for? You have to learn to protect yourself." The boy hesitated, closed his eyes, and tried to punch Changxing. Changxing intentionally fell back. Then he laughed and said, "That was a good punch. Now you can take down any bully." The boy smiled shyly. Changxing added, "Just show a little courage and don't stop swinging. That's all it takes." Just then, outside the gym, Changxing heard a news report playing on a TV. According to news, Crown Prince Duan was soon hosting a small party and had invited all his classmates. The little boy turned to Changxing and asked, "Are you going too? You're one of the prince's classmates, right?" Changxing thought for a moment. "Even if he begs me, I'm not going," he said aloud. But in his mind, he was conflicted. He cut my neck once. If I go, will he even look at me? Or will he try to trap me again? Then suddenly Changxing shouted, "No, I'm going. I'm going to the palace right now." As he rushed out, someone called from behind, "Changxing, wait!" It was the owner of the boxing team, Boss Mu. He thought to himself, "If Changxing wants to go, that makes things easier for me." Boss Mu asked, "You're going in those clothes?" "At least change first, Cinderella." The scene shifted to the palace, where fireworks lit up the sky. Crown Prince Duan looked stunning in his royal attire. Everyone's eyes were on him. The staff instructed the crowd, "Please don't crowd. Approach the prince one by one." Students were allowed to give Duan gifts and take photos with him. Duan posed politely with his classmates, but his mind was elsewhere. Why hasn't Changxing come yet? He wondered. Is he late? Or maybe he was never invited. Maybe it's better this way, he thought. At least he won't cause trouble. A girl nearby said, "Your Highness, everyone's going inside. Let's go too." Duan nodded, but his thoughts were still on Changxing. Suddenly, the staff rushed in. "Your Highness, you need to focus. The next arrangement is your responsibility." Duan snapped out of it. "I was thinking about Changxing, but I can't afford to make any mistakes today." Just then, Duan and his secretary noticed a commotion at the palace gate. Someone was speeding in on a motorcycle, breaking the rules. "Stop him!" the guards shouted. "Get him off that bike." But then the rider removed his helmet. It was Chang Xing. Time seemed to freeze. Even from a distance, something about him felt incredibly close. There was something undeniable. A guard asked, "Are you a classmate?" "Show your invitation," Chang Xing replied. "I don't have one." The secretary said, "I'm sorry, without an invitation you can't enter." Just then, Chang Xing pulled out a badge. The secretary and staff were shocked. "This is the royal guest badge," he said. "Can I come in now?" The staff stepped aside. "Please welcome our royal guest." Everyone made way as Chang Xing walked in with a calm smile. Wearing a crimson coat and red shirt, he looked incredibly handsome. Boss Mu had given Chang Xing the golden badge. Duan tried to stay composed. "He's just a classmate. Act like a prince," he smiled politely. Chang Xing, however, ignored him and started walking past. Just then, the reporters and secretary called out, "Classmate Chang Xing, please give your gift to His Highness and take a photo." Chang Xing paused. "Gift?" he asked, looking at Duan. Duan tried to act indifferent. Chang Xing walked up to Duan, touched his hair, and said, "I already gave you my gift yesterday, remember?" "How was that?" "Tasted good, didn't it?" Everyone turned to look at them. Chang Xing smiled, placed his hand on Duan's shoulder, and said, "If you want anything else, I can only offer myself." And just then, the camera clicked. At the royal palace, guests were waiting for the party to begin. Everyone was chatting and enjoying the atmosphere. Suddenly, an announcer stepped forward and said, "Please settle down. We welcome you all to tonight's celebration. The party is about to begin. As tradition goes," she continued, "the first dance with your chosen partner leaves a lasting impression. I believe each of you has someone special in mind." As the dance announcement was made, whispers spread across the room. "Who will the prince choose for his first dance?" "Is that even a question?" one girl said. "Of course he'll choose me." Another replied, "How can you be so sure? I saw something in the news about Chang Xing and the prince." "Quiet," someone interrupted. "That was just a rumor. It's over now." "Don't talk nonsense," another added. "Don't drag our prince's name into this." Meanwhile, Chang Xing leaned toward the monitor and said, "Keep your eyes open. I'm sure the prince will invite you to dance. Do something." The monitor replied, "I think the person who was lying on the floor with the prince that day, the one who kissed him, that's who he'll choose." "I don't think so," someone snapped. "This is all nonsense. I told you, I don't even like looking at people's faces." The monitor smiled and said, "Then be careful, because from my experience, every pairing I predict ends up happening." Just then, Chang Xing was chatting with Juju, his hand casually resting on her shoulder. Prince Duan noticed this from the staircase and clenched his jaw. He thought, "Chang Xing, you think too highly of yourself. How dare you touch the shoulder of the future princess?" Chang Xing looked up and saw Duan. He smiled and thought, "Beautiful. I think you finally understand what I'm trying to say. The monitor is part of my production." Duan glanced at the reporters. How could they print such ridiculous stories? How could they think a prince would fall for someone like him? No matter what you do, Duan thought. You won't ruin my dance with Juju tonight. Then Duan walked straight up to Chang Xing and grabbed his hand. He actually wanted to pull Chang Xing's hand off Juju's shoulder. But to everyone else, it looked like he was inviting Chang Xing to dance. The crowd gasped. Even Queen Colleen stared at Duan in shock. "Is this a dream?" someone whispered. No one could believe it. Prince Duan had chosen Chang Xing for the first dance. But Duan hadn't meant to. He realized something had gone wrong. "No, this isn't what I wanted," he thought. He quickly let go of Chang Xing's hand. "What am I doing? Even if I lose control, I can't make this kind of mistake." Chang Xing thought, was my hand just on Juju's shoulder? Or was it something more? Duan tried to recover. There's still time. "I can fix this." He walked toward Juju and asked, "Would you like to have the first dance with me?" But Juju had already made her choice. She held her friend's hand and said, "Your Highness, I already have a partner. I'm sorry." Duan hadn't expected that. The other girls in the room were now hopeful. "Maybe I'll be next," one whispered. "He must have seen something special in me." "He's definitely going to choose me," another said. "Please, Prince, look this way." "Stop dreaming," someone teased. "He'll pick someone else. Find your own partner or you'll be left alone." True, another agreed. If we don't pair up now, we won't get to dance. Can I dance with you? One girl asked. Sure, her friend replied. But stay away from Changxing. He's bad news. I'd never dance with him, she said. He's unlucky. As everyone paired up, only Duan and Changxing were left standing. The monitor walked up to Duan and said, Your Highness, Changxing doesn't have a partner. He didn't even have an invitation. But he still rushed here. Do you know why? It was just to see you. Duan paused, touched by her words. He looked at Changxing. Changxing thought, At least the monitor is on my side. My task is complete. It doesn't matter if I dance or not. Duan gathered his courage and walked up to Changxing. There were a lot of misunderstandings between us, he said. I hope we can clear things up tonight. I don't know how, he added. But if you don't want to dance, Changxing thought, I should dance with you. Because if I don't, you'll keep chasing the monitor. It's better if I dance with you myself. All right, he said. I'll do it. Queen Colleen watched in disbelief. Has my son lost his mind? She said. He's dancing with the same boy who was involved in a scandal just 2 days ago. Has he forgotten what this party is for? The royal advisor stepped in. Your Majesty, please stay calm. His Highness is very thoughtful. If he's doing this, there must be a reason. The Queen sighed. Looks like I'll have to step in myself. On the dance floor, Changxing accidentally stepped on Duan's foot. Sorry, he said. It's okay, Duan replied. Then it happened again. Sorry, Changxing said. My mistake. Again. Duan couldn't hold back his frustration. This is the 16th time, he snapped. What do you want me to do? Changxing replied. I don't know how to dance like this. And with that, the music played, and the moment froze. Everyone expected Prince Duan to lead Changxing in a graceful dance, but Changxing had other plans. He stepped forward and said, Let me take the lead. Then, without hesitation, he grabbed Duan like a female dance partner. Duan blinked in disbelief. What are you doing? He whispered. I'm warning you, don't act crazy. But Changxing pulled him closer and said, Relax, you can trust me. He began dancing in Nishan Singh's wild, playful style. Isn't this fun? He laughed. Duan couldn't focus on anything else. His entire attention was on Changxing. Meanwhile, the monitor whispered to her friend, Look at His Highness. He looks so happy dancing with Changxing. Her friend nodded. They actually look great together. Maybe the rumors are true. Just then, a girl approached the monitor. Miss Juhi, she said. His Highness is waiting for you in the garden. The monitor paused. What's wrong? Was I supposed to be his first dance? Why is he calling me to the garden now? She thought, I need a plan. Fine. Send Changxing first. Then I'll make my move. Meanwhile, in the garden, Changxing wandered alone. Changxing was confused. What does that even mean? He thought. I'm starting to feel nervous. Suddenly, Changxing noticed a gift hanging from a tree branch. A gift? He said. Is this from the monitor? What's inside? He opened it. Inside was a doll dressed exactly like Prince Duan. What is this supposed to mean? He thought. Are they threatening to replace the monitor? Or just her head? These royal people have such strange games. Then he spotted another gift nearby. This one had the upper half of the same doll. Changxing smirked. So this is a game now? All right, I'll play. He picked up the piece. Got it. Now where's the next clue? He walked further and found another part, a single leg. Just one leg? Who's going to want a puppet like this? He kept searching and found more pieces. Eventually, he had all the parts except heart. Where's your heart, little doll? He asked. He looked at the doll again. The more I look at this thing, the cuter it gets, he thought. Wait a minute. The hairstyle, the outfit, the eye color. This doll looks exactly like... The scene shifted. Prince Duan stood alone, thinking, so that's how it ended on the dance floor. We didn't even finish the dance. I hope no one misunderstood. There's still time. I can fix this. He picked up the gift in his hand. Suddenly, he heard footsteps behind him. He turned around thinking it was Monitor. But it wasn't. The scene shifted again. A maid approached Queen Colleen. Your Majesty, we've followed all your instructions. Everything is ready. Very good, the Queen said. 20 years ago, someone proposed to me the same way, with a treasure hunt. That's how I found my true love. Even though Duan's marriage is political, I still want him to find happiness. Just like that doll brought joy into my life, I hope it brings joy into his. True love, that's what matters. Back in the garden, Changxing proudly held the doll. If I'm right, he said, this last gift, it's the doll's hand, isn't it? I knew it. This doll, it's Duan. And this thread, it's the same one from the palace. He walked toward Duan and said, are you about to give me your heart? Duan snapped, don't be ridiculous. You're insulting His Highness. But then Duan suddenly remembered his dream. What are we doing? He thought. Why did I say that? This isn't right. This feels like a dream. But it's real. He can't be that cruel. Prince Duan was lost in his thoughts, imagining strange scenarios. His face turned completely red. He quickly moved away from anything electronic and tried to calm himself down. Changxing saw Duan like this for the first time. He looked at him and thought, so even this uptight prince gets shy like that? He smiled to himself. All right, I won't tease him anymore. Then Changxing said, if you really like the monitor, stop acting so weird. Come here, I'll show you what you should do. He grabbed Duan from behind and sat him down at the table. You need to be direct. Girls like straightforward guys. Duan was stunned. Are you crazy? But in his mind, he thought, his tone, his actions, they're exactly like the ones in my dream. Changxing leaned in and said, why are you so nervous? I'm just teaching you how to approach someone directly. Girls like confidence. Duan looked disappointed. In the dream, he never talked about anyone else but me. Then Changxing asked, you like the monitor, don't you? Duan snapped, why do you care so much? Changxing was confused. Why is he suddenly angry? Duan thought, how could I say something like that? What did I just do? He tried to explain himself. Don't misunderstand. I care about the monitor. I'm just confirming things, and that's all. Changxing replied. Don't get me wrong either. The monitor is the only person in school who treats me like a normal student. I see her like a sister. For some reason, hearing that made Duan feel a little more relaxed. Then Changxing added, when I was younger, I promised someone I'd marry them. So you don't need to worry. I'm not interested in anyone. Changxing rushed to him. What happened? Are you okay? Duan collapsed. Changxing held him. Duan, wake up. Are you all right? Say something. Slowly, Duan opened his eyes. Don't worry, Changxing said gently. I'm here. But Duan didn't see Changxing. Instead, he saw a child standing in front of him. Duan thought, he already made a promise. He's not interested in anyone. That made him feel strangely disappointed. Changxing noticed. You don't look okay. Are you feeling sick? Duan turned away and said, just leave me alone. Changxing thought, what did I do wrong? He changes moods like flipping a switch. Maybe I need to worry about his future marriage. Trying to lighten the mood, Changxing said, hey, if I leave, who's going to teach you how to impress the monitor? Duan replied, I don't need your help. Changxing smirked. Wow, you got defensive fast. Do you really love her or not? Duan said. Why are you even asking? You're not Nishan Singh. How will you ever lead a country? That's none of your business, Duan snapped. Fine, Changxing said. I'll leave, but at least give me your heart. I don't want to walk away empty-handed. Duan was startled. Stop joking. He lost his temper. Just go, please. Changxing turned away angrily. Fine, I'm leaving. You clearly don't care. Just then, fireworks lit up the sky. Changxing paused. Fireworks? He turned around and stood still, watching them. He stood right in front of Duan, mesmerized. This is beautiful, he said softly. I never got to see things like this when I was little. I used to live in a small village. Duan didn't respond, but he thought, if this makes him happy, then maybe it's okay. He looked at Changxing quietly. Suddenly, a spark from the fireworks hit the curtains. The venue began to fill with smoke. Seeing the fire, Duan was hit with memories from his childhood. He remembered being scared, hiding in a corner, calling for help. He panicked again, just like back then. Help! Somebody help! Changxing rushed to him. What happened? Are you okay? Duan collapsed. Changxing held him. Duan, wake up! Are you all right? Say something. Slowly, Duan opened his eyes. Don't worry, Changxing said gently. I'm here. But Duan didn't see Changxing. Instead, he saw a child standing in front of him. The chapter begins with a flashback to Dwan's childhood. He was terrified by the fire and couldn't move. Suddenly, a young boy appeared and lifted Dwan onto his back. "Don't worry," the boy said. "I'll get you out of here. Don't cry, we're going to be okay." The boy was small but brave. He carried Dwan through the smoke and out of danger. Once outside, Dwan was still crying. The boy hugged him tightly and said, "It's okay now. I'm here. Don't be scared." The scene shifted back to the present. Chang-Sing was holding Dwan, trying to calm him down. "You're safe now," he said. "Everything's okay. Just breathe." Dwan slowly came back to his senses. He looked at Chang-Sing and whispered, "Little potato." Chang-Sing was confused. "Did he just call me little potato? Are you all right?" he asked. "You look terrified. What happened?" He kept asking questions. "Don't be afraid. If you're sick, it can be treated. But you keep everything locked inside. Why are you hiding so much from your own heart?" "Okay, maybe we're not friends," he added. "But I'll still listen. Everyone has good days and bad days. If something's bothering you..." Before he could finish, Dwan snapped. "My biggest problem right now is you. Why are you making so much noise? If you'd just stay quiet, I'd feel a lot better." Chang-Sing didn't flinch. Instead, he gently covered Dwan's mouth and said, "I actually like you more when you're yelling at me." Dwan's eyes narrowed. "Do you have a death wish?" Chang-Sing smiled. "To the world, you're calm and composed, but I'm the only one who knows your real face." Dwan was stunned. He grabbed Chang-Sing's collar. "Oh, so you want to fight?" Chang-Sing said. And just like that, they started bickering like cats and dogs. Suddenly, Dwan sniffed the air. "What's that smell?" Chang-Sing said. "Oh, you forgot? There's no guard here. We're alone." They both started trying to put out the fire themselves. Later that night, exhausted, Chang-Sing collapsed onto the bed. He looked at the doll beside him, the one that resembled Dwan. Chang-Sing said, "He's so cute, but it's sad it's broken. Good night, little prince." The scene shifted. Dwan sat alone, holding a heart of the doll. He thought to himself, "My father won my mother's heart by proposing her like this, but in my case, I got Chang-Sing. Whether it's a dream or reality, he keeps haunting me. I don't want to be tied to him like this. But why does he always remind me of my little potato?" Dwan drifted into memories again. In the flashback, the child asked, "Why are you crying? Did you get hurt? Show me your knee, your hands, your feet." Dwan replied, "My face. It got burned a little." The child gently kissed the burned spot. Dwan froze. "What are you doing?" he whispered. You kissed me." The chapter begins with a flashback to Dwan's childhood. A small boy offers him water in a leaf cup. "Okay, I was wrong," the boy says. "But you don't look good when you're sad." Dwan is still crying. "Why are you so upset?" the boy asks. "There's no fire here anymore." "Where are your mom and dad? Why didn't they come to save you?" "If they're not here, you can come to my house. You can sleep in my bed." "Are you hungry? I asked Grandma to make oyster porridge for me." "I'll give it to you." "Why are you still crying?" "I feel bad." "Is it because of me? I said sorry, didn't I?" Dwan finally speaks. "They're not my real parents." The boy looks at him, stunned. "Your father passed away?" he asks gently. "And your mother? She's hiding? She can't come to you, right? You must miss her a lot." The boy hugs Dwan tightly. "I miss my parents too," he says. "They got divorced when I was little. Now they live separately with their own families. My grandparents take care of me. I don't even remember the last time I saw them." Dwan holds the boy's shirt. It feels comforting. Our mom used to hug us like this, Dwan thinks. It felt so good in her arms. Then Dwan asks, "Can I hug you whenever I want?" The boy nods. "Sure." Then he gets an idea. He grabs Dwan's hand and says, "Become my family. Then you can stay with me forever, and you can hug me anytime." "But families aren't made just like that," Dwan says. "We need to be connected by blood." The boy replies, "My grandparents aren't related to me by blood, but they're still my family. So that means we can be like that too. We'll always be there for each other. We'll never be alone again." The scene fades out. Back in the present, Dwan thinks, "Little potato, where are you? I miss you so much." The scene shifts to the palace. Queen Colleen is staring at a photo of Nishan Singh. She thinks, Whenever Duan is with this boy, something goes wrong. Who is he really? And where did he get that golden vest? That vest was given by the Emperor. Only one person should have it. She crumples the photo into a ball. If Changxing has any connection to that person, things will get very complicated. Suddenly, a voice calls out behind her. She turns to see Dolan. "The Queen," he says. "Why didn't anyone tell me?" He walks up and pushes her into a corner. "You know who he is. You know who's going to become the master of space. You're brave, Queen, but it's time to step aside." He leans in and says, "How long will you keep ignoring me?" "I promise. Just wait until I take the throne. Then I'll take you and your son with me." Just then, someone grabs Dolan's hand. It's Prince Duan. "There are only 3 months left until the election," Duan says. "You couldn't wait?" He pushes Dolan's hand away. "I'm warning you. Find your own path and leave." Dolan smirks. "I really think you'll win." John replies, "Don't ask about me or my future. You're just a minister of comments." Dolan raises his hand toward Duan. "Watch yourself, because once I have the power, I won't show mercy." He walks away. Duan turns to his mother. "Are you okay?" Queen Colleen nods. "I'm fine, but I've heard Dolan is getting support from foreign powers. His alliances are growing stronger." "Don't worry," Duan says. "We've already reached out to the most powerful kings. We've contacted the king of Baloo. You used to protect me," he adds. "But now it's my duty to protect you." In the next chapter, we see Dolan meeting with the Prince of Baloo. "Yes, it's true," someone says. "Prince Baloo knows all about Duan's policies, but I still don't trust him. We haven't received any response to our proposal yet, but diplomatic relations have been established. This could be a turning point." The scene shifts again. Prince Duan is sitting with the Prince of Baloo. "Your Highness," Duan says, "let me be clear. You promised me 10 years of support. If you take the throne, what will you give us in return?" The Prince of Baloo smiles. "Your beautiful face." Duan sips his tea and replies, "Let's talk seriously." Prince Duan was in a diplomatic meeting discussing trade and export policies. He said firmly, "If 30% of exports are cut, that means 10.36 million workers will lose their jobs. We will never make decisions that cause suffering for our people." Prince of Baloo stunned by his statement. The conversation continued. The Duan said Dolan policies are not good for long term. "It would be better if you supported us. We've already drafted a plan. Please take a look." He handed the papers. Prince of Baloo gently held Duan's hand and said, "This proposal is made with love for the people. I was truly happy to see it." Duan smiled and pulled his hand away. "If we join forces, it will benefit us politically. I hope you have the vision to understand our position," Baloo replied. "All right, just don't give me anything too complicated." He began reviewing the reports. "Interesting," he said. "I like it. But as a candidate for my country, I'd prefer to visit yours country privately. Education plays a major role these days, so I'd like to visit your empire's top college, the one where you studies. If this agreement is so important, then I need to understand you better before making a final decision." The scene shifted to Milan College. It was a place where students in need of financial support filled out special forms. Some students struggled to even complete them. Changxing was helping one student. "If I apply for you," he said, "it'll be easier for both of us." Suddenly, he heard a loud noise. A teacher was speaking harshly to a student. "Physical release is important," she said. "But you can't behave like this," teacher said. "Why are you nervous? Don't you want to be on the list?" Hearing this, Changxing lost his temper. He grabbed the teacher's hair and slammed her onto the desk. "Harassing female students. You really enjoy this, don't you?" The scene shifted again. Prince Duan was being given a tour of the main building. "So many students came to welcome you," the guide said. "You've won everyone's heart," Baloo said. "You have two faces. In public, you are a figure of love and admiration, but in reality, you're strong and calculating," Duan said. "According to reports, Prince of Baloo are known for treating people with respect, but they also use harsh words." Just then, Prince Baloo approached Duan. "Looks like we're alike," he said. Duan replied, "Not sure this is the right time to talk about that." Baloo continued, "I remember your last public appearance. There was a boy from Milan College involved." Duan looked uneasy. Suddenly, Changxing entered the room. "What are you doing here?" someone asked. Li Changxing has stooped so low that he's attacking his own teachers. He's not fit for this academy. Changxing grabbed the speaker's collar. You're the one who's not fit for this college. The directors were shocked. Prince Duan watched the scene unfold and whispered, Oops. Looks like I arrived at the wrong time. But what now, he thought. Changxing is involved again. Later in the meeting room, said he must be expelled, the abusing teacher said. I only asked him one question about the form. And he attacked me, the principal said. A student like this can't stay here? Changxing shouted. Really? You think I'm the only one who harasses students? Other students grabbed him from behind. You act innocent now. But you're the real monster. You're cruel, they said. You didn't even spare your teacher. He's a school bully. How is he still standing here? We all know he picks fights with gangsters. He works at the boxing gym just to earn money by beating people. The directors were shocked. Prince Duan watched the scene unfold and whispered, Oops. Looks like I arrived at the wrong time. But what now, he thought. Changxing is involved again. Later in the meeting room, said he must be expelled, the abusing teacher said. I only asked him one question about the form. And he attacked me, the principal said. A student like this can't stay here? Changxing shouted. Really? You think I'm the one who harasses students? Other students grabbed him from behind. You act innocent now. But you're the real monster. You're cruel, they said. You didn't even spare your teacher. He's a school bully. How is he still standing here? We all know he picks fights with gangsters. He works at the boxing gym just to earn money by beating people. How can someone like him even be in this college? One student whispered. And why did he choose today of all days to cause trouble? Prince Duan is here with Prince Valon for the school tour, another added. Did Changxing do this on purpose? What if this ruins the alliance between the two countries? Changxing overheard the whispers. He glanced at Prince Duan and thought, I did this today, right when the Crown Prince was visiting. What if this causes diplomatic tension? He looked at Prince Valon. Valon said calmly, This isn't as serious as people are making it out to be. He walked closer to Duan and said, Your Highness, who's telling the truth here? If what Changxing did was real, then how can such things happen at the top university of the empire? This kind of system, in the #1 college? Unbelievable. But if it's true, then I may need to reconsider our cooperation. However, he added, if Changxing is being falsely accused, then this is just a minor issue, Prince Duan thought to himself. Our alliance with Valon is important. But Changxing, their eyes met. As always, they quickly looked away. Changxing thought, why is he looking at me like that? Duan thought, what's wrong with him? He always causes trouble. Prince Valon observed Duan's distracted expression. This crown prince, he's usually so composed, like a human computer. But now he's shaken, just by seeing Changxing. Interesting. The principal stepped forward. We can't determine the truth just by words. Is there any proof? Prince Valon asked. Did you install any surveillance in the student van? The principal replied, No. But besides those two, there was one more student present. Wen. Wen had witnessed everything. Changxing looked at her and remembered something. One day she was talking to her mother on the phone. Don't worry, Mom, she said. You'll recover soon. And about the fees? I've already applied for the scholarship. I'll get it, Changxing thought. Her mother is in the hospital. Wen spoke up. Director-teacher didn't do anything to me. Changxing had expected this. Teacher said, see, you were accusing me. You are a problem, everyone said. Changxing thought, is Duan also see me as a problem like others? But why do you care so much about what he think? It doesn't matter to me anymore. Then teacher said, if he apologizes and explains himself, we can let this go. Changxing snapped. I will never apologize. I did nothing wrong. I won't bow to people like you. I didn't lie. I didn't hurt anyone. Students began whispering again. First, the director forgives him. And now he's acting all proud? This is humiliating, right in front of Prince Valon. If my mom knew students like this were in this college, she'd never have let me enroll. Even if the school forgives him, he doesn't deserve it. He should be expelled. Prince Duan watched silently. He couldn't take his eyes off Changxing. Valon noticed. Interesting, he said. Very interesting. Principal Nishan Singh. I know your family. If you keep behaving like this, Chang Sing interrupted. Don't bring my grandmother into this. She taught me to always stand by the truth. She taught me how to tell right from wrong. I protected Wen because I believed it was right, and I don't regret it. Prince Duan was impressed by his words. Chang Xing added, if I back down today, then the teacher will do the same thing to someone else, just like he did to Wen. If not her, then someone else will be the next target. The principal shouted, Chang Xing, if you won't admit your mistake, then you must leave this college. Prince Duan stood up. Wait, he said. Wen isn't the only proof we have. Prince Duan stood before the crowd and spoke clearly. We all know that a student attacking a teacher is a serious offense. But we cannot ignore that a teacher abusing a student is even more cruel and dangerous. If we let this go, then other students who've been wronged will never find the courage to speak up. As far as we know, Director Sun has been managing the college's financial aid for years. But what kind of person is he really? We can ask the female students who've applied for bursaries. They know the truth. We propose a full investigation into all bursary applications from the past year. Every student's voice will be heard. And we promise that all investigations will be conducted privately, so no one's personal information will be exposed. Director Sun collapsed to the floor. No, please, this wasn't my fault, he cried. Do something. The principal stepped forward. How could you do this? I was foolish to trust you. I won't help you anymore. He turned away. I never imagined a teacher like this, someone whispered. They've ruined the college's reputation. It's true, another added. We know people's faces, but not their intentions. Wen began to cry. Why is she crying now? Someone asked. She lied earlier. She shouldn't have. Yes, another said. People like her deserve punishment. She looks innocent, but now look at her. Prince Duan gently handed Wen a handkerchief. Don't be afraid, he said. No one here will hurt you. This isn't your fault. It's society's fault. The fear that kept you silent. But we must always fight for our rights. Wen wiped her tears. I was wrong, she whispered. Prince Duan turned to the crowd. From now on, the royal family will oversee all reforms and scholarships. We'll personally ensure that students in need get support and that no such incident ever happens again. The students cheered. Thank you, Your Highness. You're truly an angel. We feel relieved knowing the Crown Prince is watching over us. Now only the right people will receive help. Everyone praised Duan's leadership. Chang Xing looked at him from a distance. Today, he finally did the right thing. Prince Duan walked toward Chang Xing. Chang Xing stepped back. What are you doing? He asked. If you come any closer. But Duan reached into his coat and pulled out some papers. And then he handed the form to Chang Xing. We reviewed your past performance. Based on that, we're declaring you an outstanding student. You'll receive a scholarship from the royal family. But first, we need to review your data thoroughly. So be ready. Chang Xing thought. This guy. Just then, Prince Valon placed a hand on Duan's shoulder. Your Highness, he said. What you did? It broke my heart. But everything has a price, even our cooperation, Prince Duan replied. We can discuss cooperation later. Right now, we're just guests. Chang Xing, how dare he speak to our prince like that? Suddenly, a voice called out from the crowd. Please forgive me, someone said. You helped me? And I didn't do the right thing. Thank you so much. Chang Xing turned and smiled. We can be friends. That's what friends do. They help each other. Other students joined in. Chang Xing, you did the right thing today. Good job. More than good, amazing. Forgive me, one said. I misjudged you. Yes, Chang Xing, forgive us too, another added. Everyone clapped for him. Chang Xing stood there, stunned. They're clapping for me? This is the first time anyone's ever praised me like this, and it feels really good. If Prince Duan hadn't come, I might have been expelled. Should I thank him? It's strange. Every time I think I understand him, he does something that shows me a whole new side. I don't get it. Duan, what kind of person are you really? The scene opens at a diplomatic gathering. Prince Duan is seated in his car alongside Prince Balu. The principals begin discussing. One of them says, Your Highness, I don't think the teachers at Empire No. 1 Academy currently meet any standard worth discussing. Perhaps we should pause talks about educational cooperation for now. Prince Duan chuckles and replies, if we ignore the truth and label an innocent student as a criminal, how can we confidently send our students to your country? Prince Balu smiles. Excellent. Your energy and clarity are admirable. He leans in and whispers to Duan, has Your Highness ever asked for something that only benefits you? If I'm being honest, he continues, Dolan has prepared quite a tempting offer. I liked it. I'm considering signing with him instead, not for diplomacy but for personal gain. Just as he's about to say more, Prince Balu places a finger on Duan's lips. Of course, if Your Highness gives me something I truly desire, I might reconsider my decision. Duan gently removes his hand. Your Highness, please show some restraint. We will never allow Dolan to do anything that harms our people. Our terms have already been made clear. As a prince of this nation, I won't compromise. If we can't agree on that, our countries will never truly align. Just then, Duan's secretary interrupts. Your Highness, Miss Juhi has called. She's requesting to meet you immediately. Doan steps back and politely says, Forgive me. We'll continue this conversation later. For now, I'll have you dropped off at the hotel. Please rest well. We'll talk tomorrow. Prince Balu watches him leave. You're quite firm, Your Highness. But let's see how long that lasts. The scene shifts. In the park, Juhi is waiting for Duan. His car pulls up. The secretary says, You have 1 hour for this outing. After that, you'll need to review the agricultural financial statement. Attend a research meeting from 11 to 2, then tutoring and recording from 2:10 to 2:50, followed by meetings from 6:30 to 11, and finally you'll need to respond to Prince Balu's comments. I know your schedule is tight, she adds, but this is the first time Juhi has invited you out. The Queen wants you to make a good impression, so you must impress Miss Juhi, and you only have 1 hour. Juan steps out of the car. I'm fine, he says. I'd like to get this over with. Sorry I'm late, he tells Juhi. Just then, a motorcycle pulls up. Duan turns and it's Chang Xing. Don't overthink it, Chang Xing says. He hands Duan a helmet. Here, put this on. I want to show you something. Duan hesitates. What's going on? Chang Xing shrugs. Your choice. Come with me or don't. Juhi steps forward. Chang Xing asked me to invite you. He was worried about the chairman's stress. We all know loop research isn't easy to handle. He wanted to take you somewhere peaceful, somewhere you could relax your mind and body, before facing the real prince. He begged me to help. I refused at first, thinking you'd be too busy. But he kept pleading, and eventually I agreed. Chang Xing interrupts. Don't listen to her nonsense. Duan smiles slightly, takes the helmet from Chang Xing, and says, We've got 1 hour. Take me wherever you want. The scene shifts. Chang Xing is speeding through the city on his motorcycle. Duan thinks, I should have just stayed in the car. Why is he driving like this? And why are people following us? In reality, Duan's security team was trailing them closely. Chang Xing laughs. You don't need protection. I'm enough. These guards feel like termites crawling around me. He speeds up. Duan leans in. What are you doing? Just shaking off the tail, Chang Xing replies. He accelerates again and veers off the road toward a staircase. Duan grabs him. Are you insane? Chang Xing grins. You're scared? Look around. Duan looks up. The entire city is spread out before him, glowing beautifully. The bike returns to the road. But the path they took was so narrow and steep, no regular car could follow. The guards jump out of their vehicles, panicked. Call the department, one shouts. He's taken our prince. Inform the queen.